Hello and welcome to Eat These Words. Today we are looking at the Stottie Cake. So what exactly is a Stottie Cake? Well, it's a thick, round, dense bread that was born out of necessity in the mining and shipbuilding towns in the northeast of England. These folks needed hearty, portable food that they could take to work with them, and so the Stottie Cake was born. The name itself, Stottie, comes from the Geordie word stot, meaning to bounce. Quirky, isn't it? For now, let's get into the recipe. So to make our Stottie Cake, our bouncy bread, what we need is 400 grams of self-raising flour, which I've got in my bowl here, 1 sachet of fast action yeast, and half a teaspoon of sugar, and that's going into 200 mils of lukewarm water. I'm going to give that a little stir and wait till it gets frothy. Oh, frothy! Pop that there. What I'm going to put into my flour while I'm waiting for that to froth up a little bit is 1 teaspoon of salt. You need this to add flavour. It does say in the recipe that you can add pepper if you wish to, about half a teaspoon or more if you like it that way. Now go ahead and flavour it with whatever you want. I'm going to do the original plain version today, but you flavour it with whatever you wish. I'm going to give that a little bit of a mix, just to make sure that the salt is incorporated. We don't want the salt to get in touch with the yeast at this stage. Make sure that the yeast is working before we do anything else, because it is important. If your yeast is out of date, it won't work, so don't use it. Use something that is in date. There are a couple of theories around how the Stottie got its name. So the first one is that bakers, to check if it was ready, threw it on the floor, and if it bounced, it was ready. Another one is that it just referred to the bouncy texture of the Stottie Cake itself. I know which one I prefer. So my yeast and sugar has now decided to do its thing. So I'm going to now gently add it to my flour while the mixer's on. I find a mixer is the way to go, I'm afraid, because I'm #lazy. And now we're going to let this come together. Depending on where you live in the world, you may need to add slightly more fluid or slightly less fluid. And this is looking dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more. And I'm going to add it tiny bit by tiny bit. I think there's about 2 tablespoons in here. We'll just let that go. Drizzle it in. Don't do it any other way. Don't just bung it in, or she'll end up with a dough that is too wet. You don't want that either. Smells lovely. Love the smell of yeast. Turn the mixer up a little bit. See if we can get it to come together. Right. I know there's a little bit still left in the bottom, but I'm going to just let that run and it'll gradually incorporate it. Okay. Knock that off for a second. What I'm going to do now is let this run for about 8 to 10 minutes. The thing about a Stottie Cake is it is well kneaded. That's how you get the texture, which is completely different to normal bread. So I'm going to do that and then I'll be back with you. Traditionally, Stotties were made from the leftover bread dough, baked in the bottom of the ovens that heated the same homes that they lived in. A true sign of ingenuity and making the most of what you have. Once it's been going for about 10 minutes, knock it off. And what we should have is a dough. If you press it in, it bounces back quite quickly. That means it's okay. So we're going to pop it into our bowl and we're going to leave it to rise, leave it to poof, for about an hour or so until it doubles in size. Now it will depend on the temperature in your house at the time so it may take an hour, it may take longer. So we need it to actually double before we do anything else. So I'll be back with you when that's done that. So it's now time to check my dough. Been sitting there for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm going to knock it back because it's doubled in size, as you can see from here. So just give it a good, good. Do you hear the cushion sound? It's like a load of air came out of it. We're going to place it onto a floured surface and split it in half. Pull it out, it's coming out okay, good. That's what we like. It's a good time to put your oven onto gas mark 4 while you're doing this. Press it down and then cut it in half because we're going to make 2 Stottie cakes out of this. Okay. It is slightly tougher this, because that's how it is, that's what it is. Stottie cake, it is tougher. It's supposed to bounce, isn't it? So what we're going to do is try and roll it into a round with my husband's grandmother's rolling pin. So that's ancient. I don't know how old it is, but it's ancient. So we're going to roll it out just a little. Make a nice, doesn't have to be big. Traditionally, they're quite squat and round, if you can get it that way. And then what you do is, when you've got it sorted, take in a wooden spoon. This is what makes a Stottie cake stand out from most of the rest, is put your spoon in the middle and twiddle it. It's a bit like making, if you will, a, what do you call them? Bagel. A Geordie man's bagel. Get it in the middle and just give it a bit of a do. So put that to one side and do the other one. One tray, and just take some flour and spread it over your tray. That'll stop your Stottie cakes from sticking. Sorry about that, Geordie people. Pop it onto your baking sheet. We're going to cover this and leave it for about 20 minutes. Okay, these have been left to rise for 20 minutes. So now I forgot to put the oven on. So I'll have to wait 10 minutes before I do it again. So these are going in the oven for approximately 20 minutes. My bread's been out of the oven now for about half an hour or so. It was actually cooked for about 30 to 35 minutes. 20 minutes didn't seem long enough, which is what the old recipe told me to do. So now I'm going to cut into it to show you what it's like. So hopefully this won't be a massive fail. Oh no, it isn't. Look at that. I'll try and get out a shot for you. There you go. Lovely. It's lovely, light and soft. That's the actual loaf itself. And I'm just gonna show you exactly what it's like, because it goes with pease pudding, which is this here. I'm gonna put quite a bit on because I love this stuff, it's tasty. Scrape it off my board. And you just spread it on as if it were butter. Cheers. That's lovely. Because I use chicken stock, it's incredibly sort of meaty tasting. The bread is going to be filling and substantial. It's lovely. So there you have it, the Stottie cake. A perfectly baked Stottie cake, ready to be devoured. The best way to enjoy the Stottie cake was to have ham and pease pudding with it. If you haven't seen it already, the pease pudding is in a separate video. I'll link it up here somewhere for you, and then you can give it a try. Others enjoyed it with sausage, or just a good sandwich these days. I absolutely love the story behind the Stottie cake. It's more than just bread. It's a piece of culinary heritage that truly deserves to be celebrated. I encourage you to give this recipe a try. It's simple, rewarding, and incredibly delicious. If you love this deep dive into regional British cuisine, make sure to hit that like button,
Subscribe to Eat These Words for more culinary adventures, and let me know in the comments below, have you tried a Stottie cake or something similar? What would you put in your Stottie sandwich? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Happy baking!